Welcome to Upturned Table, and we are playing Case File 1 for the Blade Runner RPG by Free League. And I'm Jeremy, and I'm joined today by Matt and Will.
Hey.
Hello.
What's happened here? Officers, please, has there been some sort of murder?
So, Perez is, pretty fed up at this point, so he's kind of the sneering sarcasm's gone, and he's just like, who the fuck are you?
See, I'm going to step in and grab the guy by the arm and walk him back out the front door.
So, officer, yes, of course. So, I'm looking for a young lady. Was she involved in any of this violence that happened here?
Answer our questions first. Your name, sir?
They call me Aurelian. I'm a dealer of artificial animals. I have a store in Animoid Row that deals in butterflies. Butterflies are my trade.
The woman you're looking for named Lee?
Yes, that's her. Have you found her? She should be here. This is where she was supposed to be waiting.
When did she set up this appointment with you?
No, she has just been here since last night. This was she needed a place to stay, and we offered her this location.
So you've spoken to her since last night?
No, I was expecting to see her here. The fact that she's not here and that there was some sort of police incident has me very concerned.
I'm gonna level with you. She's in trouble. Anything you can tell us that will help us locate her? Any other contacts she may have? Or how did she set up this appointment to meet you?
Well, speaking as shall I say, nexus to nexus, I need to tell you, officer, she was waiting here because she planned on going off-world. This was the place that she was waiting before she went to the pickup point.
So she had a pickup point, she had a scheduled ticket already?
Yes. As a matter of fact, the day after tomorrow, she will. Was the appointed plan. She said she couldn't stay at her place, and so we offered her our safe house while she waited. And I'm sure you can understand the need for this.
Yes. Do you know where her scheduled appointment to go off-world was at?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it's a moon bus from the Kippel near the Hollywood sign. As a matter of fact.
Trying to write everything down. And does he know when she was supposed to meet him? I know it was tomorrow, but morning, noon, night.
I know it's most likely. The day after tomorrow evening is the appointed time.
While they're doing this, I'm gonna contact headquarters and ask if someone can run an ownership check on this apartment.
It comes back as it's a condemned building, and there shouldn't be anyone. There shouldn't be anyone in here.
It looks kind of. I mean, from the photo, it looks like there's some valuable things in here, right?
Yeah, so this is very unusual. So there's records of a property company that owns it, but the building's been condemned. It was scheduled for demolition that just never happened.
I'm gonna yell, Amor, you got 2 minutes, and I'm coming over there with my gun.
All right, I'm gonna lean in close to the guy and be like, "Look, he's upset. He just lost a good friend of his out there in the hallway. Multiple other Nexus have been taken out by somebody. Any information you can give me to help me track her down, I think she's next on the list, would help out. Do you know someplace else she may be going?"
This is the only place I expected her to be. If she's not at her apartment picking up some things, she would have to be here. She was very upset and felt that she was in danger, so she needed to have a safe place. So we offered this apartment to her. So the fact that she's not here has me very worried for her safety. I wouldn't know where she would have gone. Is she not here? Possibly some preparation for her trip.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to have a seat right there in that chair. Take a couple of deep breaths, because my partner over there is gonna have some words with you, and I don't think it's gonna go well for you. And then as soon as he starts to sit down, I'm gonna hurry over to. It looks like there's windows here in the bedroom that look out. I'm gonna see if any of the windows could be open. Maybe she ran out during the scuffle that was going on out in the hallway. While Perez starts doing whatever he does.
Yeah, you don't see anything that shows a recently opened window or she broke something or a very hasty
exit or anything like that.
Yeah, exit at the window. Yeah.
I didn't catch. How did Styles appear? Was he just hiding, or did he
Yeah, he got the jump on us.
He probably came to check up on Lee as well, not finding her here, but then finding police coming up the stairs. He was trying to protect their safe house and their situation.
Okay.
So I'm gonna grab the vase that's in the background.
The one on the shelf back there?
Not the foreground one, yeah. And kind of juggle it from hand to hand while I walk over to the guy. Crouch down on one knee in front of him and show it to him. It's like, this is nice.
The individual that appointed this room has a very, very fine taste. I would hate to see anything happen to it.
Who set this place up?
Well, I guess you know enough now to have figured this out. This is, of course, one of our safe houses. If you've heard of the Replicant Underground, we protect our kind that are in trouble. This was a safe place that I was expecting to find Lee waiting for me.
You protect your kind with vases, pianos, and tea sets?
We enjoy the finer things. If you've seen any of my butterflies, you know that I love beautiful things, so I wouldn't object to having beautiful things around.
Are these your things?
No, they belong to the underground. They've been collected along the way.
I'm gonna send a picture of the vase to my mom.
Oh, okay.
Ask her for an appraisal.
Okay.
And then throw it over my shoulder, hoping it crashes on the floor.
All right. So after it crashes on the floor, you receive her reply that says, that looks very authentic to me. It could be worth a fortune. Before you cause any more destruction in this room, I just would like you to know that these beautiful objects are how we store our funds. Of course, we can't, because of what we do, we can't directly have a bank account marked Replicant Underground. So, of course, you're just directly affecting our ability to help our kind in trouble.
I want to believe you. How did Lee get in contact with you?
Through, I believe, the gentleman that I saw in the spinner as I arrived, Styles, was her main contact. He had befriended her during her times of troubles.
So, Amor, I mean, whatever her brain damage is, I feel like Styles is not telling us the whole story.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you.
So do we blow open this little smuggling ring now, or do we sit on it for a while?
Well, if we're trying to track down Lee, blowing the lid off this means that she won't come back, and that she probably will go to ground and not contact any of this man's associates.
Mm-hmm.
I think we sit on it for a little bit and see if Aurelian has any other contacts that he knows that he may go try to reach when she's on the run.
Gentlemen, as far as I know, Lee was very alone. That's why she turned to us. There was no one to help her with her situation.
You spoke to her directly?
No, Styles was the only person that's spoken. He contacted me and told me that she would need to use the safe house, and so I was here to check on her. I just knew of her plan to go off-world.
Kind of want to give Styles the rubber hose treatment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up the teapot, kind of smile at it, and say, "This is nice. Can I have this?"
Officer, of course, if it means that you will help protect our operation, and of course not let anything happen to Lee and anyone that may need our assistance.
I'm like seriously thinking about telling my mom to send a crew over here to empty this place out.
Nice.
I'm not going to. What are you thinking, Amor? We still have the memory lab. I don't know. I feel like Styles is holding out something on us.
Well, the fact that he was here, and what this gentleman here is saying, obviously he was hiding something.
So do you think the human supremacist scuffle was coincidence?
Maybe.
I haven't been able to connect that dot yet in my brain.
Well, and we'll step away from Aurelian.
Okay.
They said she went in for recalibration. Her place was full of empty liquor bottles. I'm not a connoisseur of fine literature and poetry, but it doesn't look like she was in a good headspace. I don't know if she just couldn't cut it and had a break. I mean, I looked into Sander and he didn't even pull his weapon. No defensive wounds. He wasn't attacking her when it appears she shot him. I don't I don't know what's going on. I'd say if we can work Styles and see if he knows of any places she may be hanging low at. I don't know what else to do. I think that's more your forte than mine.
Right. Okay. I want to say that the Kill Mag guy and his bunch were sort of the red herring. Like, that's just what caused her to have sort of a break, you know?
Well, and Style too. He doesn't seem too stable to me.
Right. Should we case the rest of this place, or did you already do that?
I poked around the windows and stuff. I didn't see. It doesn't look like she was here recently. I don't see anything else of note right now. It's getting late, but I think that we need to. You can go back and talk to Styles, and I might go to the Lilith Memory Lab and see if there's any connection there. Though I can't imagine what it would be. But I feel like we know what's going on, but don't have any leads.
Right. Yeah, there's like one missing piece that's keeping me from connecting the dots here. So should we sleep on it and then do those two things in the morning?
Well,
decide now if you guys want to push through the night or take some downtime.
Because I don't know how much luck you're going to have at that lab
in the middle of the night. Yeah, I might as well wait for the party for that.
2 in the morning.
Maybe even Styles like a few hours to cool off. Make it easier for you to deal with them.
Yeah, make him sweat it out for a little while. But I think that's the plan.
So do downtime for the last shift, the fourth shift?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably leave the teapot at my mom's front door.
All right. And just a quick clarification, the Aurelian and the description of the Aurelian wasn't completely accurate, so I want to make sure to adjust that real quick. So he is legally blind, the designer of the butterflies, not actually just a salesman, but the designer of butterflies. And the fact that he is both losing his vision and losing his memory of butterflies makes him a little bit of a more tragic figure. Where we left off, you can decide if you want to do, if there's anything you want to address with him or anything you want to happen to him. You can call in a unit to pick him up, or just let him go about his business after the interrogation. And then we need to do downtime. Downtime works in a couple of ways. You kind of have to make a choice with downtime. So there is two choices. You can do downtime at your home, so go back to your residence. Those events or things that can happen during that will be different, as opposed to you taking downtime in the street. So the street means you just go to a bar and pass out on a stool or in a booth somewhere, or some place of comfort or self-medication, or whatever you like to do, whatever's going to bring you some kind of stress relief and reset. So mechanically you won't take any stress or pushing yourself too hard. Each of you can determine kind of differently what you're going to do, if you're going back to your places for the night, or if you're going out and doing some serious smoking.
Well, I think we'll confirm that we'll meet up tomorrow back precinct and then head out.
Yes.
And then I'm probably just gonna go home.
Okay.
Call the wife, leave her a sad message, and call it a night.
That sounds good. And how about Perez? Is it home or street?
It's street. Perez is pretty upset right now with Andre dying.
Yeah, of course.
So I think he's gonna go drink and smoke at a dive bar.
Told him to contact me if you took him into a bad situation. He never did.
Time. We were ambushed.
I warned him. I told him it wasn't going to be good, and if it gets shady. And you even said it's he seems kind of like he gave like a grin, like he was excited about the fact that you're kind of going into some bad situations.
I think whatever the places I end up going, it's probably like within walking distance of my mom's place for no reason other. Just makes me feel better that way.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and let the Aurelian think he's cool and let him go, right?
Yeah, do we want to tell him we're going to talk to him tomorrow so he stays agitated all night and doesn't sleep well? Or do we want to just ambush him tomorrow?
Maybe we give him the standard police, don't leave town. Not that he would, but
yeah,
that kind of thing.
And so he says, "Hey, gentlemen, I'll make myself available to you. Please don't forget what I said about protecting our cause." He nods to you and slowly makes his way down 5 flights of stairs. For your downtime, I need both of you to roll a D8.
Just a D8?
Yeah, just a straight D8 for the value. All right, Perez.
I got a 5.
Okay.
Got a 4.
Oh no.
Who should go first here?
Go with Perez first. I think his is seems more proactive to me.
So Perez on the street. Perez spends the night at his favorite place near his mom's house. As the sun starts to come up and you figure it's probably a good time to head home, accosted right outside of your place of stress relief by a couple of thugs.
Oh.
One's got a club and one's got a knife.
Oh, jeez.
They say, "Give us what you got." They kind of just immediately menace you. There's not really anybody else on the street immediately, so you can decide what to do.
I'm hoping that because I'm in kind of one of my familiar areas, maybe I recognize one or both of them.
You can roll a connection roll to see. That's a good idea because you're near kind of your home turf.
Okay, so that's a 12 and a 10. How'd we do? Oh, 2 successes.
You actually recognize them not as any sort of a local gang, but these appear to be replicants that may or may not be associated with the thing that you're kind of the thing that you walked into, the movement. So their motive may not only be robbery, but to intimidate you or to take things off of you that would kind of cover their trail a bit.
Oh no.
Are you going to let that happen, or are you going to...
No, I'm not.
I guess fight or flight.
Well, my instinct is neither. It's flash the badge and make it clear to them who I am. And hopefully intimidate them. So I'm going to flash the badge, drag off the cigarette. I'm already, completely haggard, I think. So I'm just like, you can turn around and leave, or we can just finish this right here in the street.
We know who you are, Blade Runner. You kill our kind, and now this is a warning. It looks like they're going to attack. Should we do some initiative?
All right.
Because we're supposed to pull cards, but let's just roll d10s and then kind of put those in order. And you'll go first. If it's a tie, you break the tie. Oh wow, 9. Okay.
I'm killing the 9s.
Keep those 9s up for the rest of the night.
I will, because I'm about to die.
Okay, so I got a 4 and a 3. Yeah, so you get the first action. You're real close. So if you fire your weapon, you're going to be at a disadvantage. But you're still going to do a ton of damage. Short range is the shortest range for a blaster.
Okay.
The small pistol you can actually use in hand-to-hand close combat. So what's your action?
If I wanted to, say, fire a sonic round and dive behind a parked car, can I do something like that?
Yeah, that would be so maybe mobility.
Mobility.
Yeah, to move fast. So you're kind of doing a called shot. You're trying to. So what are you trying to get them to do? Just kind of duck or kind of dodge out of the way, and then so that they don't see where you're headed.
If that's an option, yes.
Yeah, you can do a called shot. So no, you won't do any damage, but your successes mean you get to do what you want, and the more successes, the more you can add to that.
Okay, so I should do a mobility roll.
Do your firearms roll first, and if you don't get any successes, then it's not going to affect them, and then you'll do the mobility maybe versus them trying to stop you.
Is there a penalty? The sonic round is short range.
You're not trying to hit them, so we won't do the penalty. If you're just going to fire it over their heads to get them to flinch, it's a good idea.
All right, so it looks like 2d10s.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. 1.
But that's enough to get them to kind of flinch and give you a chance. So they're not going to get an ability because of the sonic round. They're not going to get an attack of opportunity as you're making your mobility.
Cool.
So give us your mobility roll and see.
D10 and a D8.
You did it.
I got 1.
Okay, so you get a parked car between them, and that also puts you that mobility will put you at a better range. So you're at least at short range now. So on the next turn, if they don't close the gap on the next turn, you can fire at them without a penalty.
Cool.
They're gonna go and they're gonna, I guess, need to see if they figure out where you went. It's not really stealth that you did, but you are concealed. So we'll do it against their observation. We'll see if any of them were able to see you.
Let Perez go first, he said. Thanks.
I didn't want to die. I figured, if you die in this, then he'll go easy on me. So.
They didn't see where you went.
Right.
Yeah, so they're looking. They're still looking around. They're unable to detect exactly where you are.
Okay. Are we in the classic Blade Runner like night with rain right now? Or
Yeah, maybe the sun is just starting. It's getting a little. It's still pretty dark. You're concealed pretty decently.
so my hope is to stealthily move just from car to car away from
All right.
away from them. Maybe by sending a signal.
Yeah, we'll do an opposed. It'll be your stealth against their observation again.
All right, 10 and an 8.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I would like to push.
Oh, so yeah, there are no successes either. So
Okay.
almost able to detect each other, but still, yeah, you're still a car length away from them.
Okay.
That they don't know exactly where you are. So we can do the next round.
All right, so I'm gonna stealth again.
Okay.
Oh, I got one.
And they got 2 1s. Okay, yeah, they totally. These guys are terrible. They got
explode.
bad night vision. You've gotten away now, so you're more than a car length away. You can probably. It's just a normal success, but if you want to just kind of duck down, just follow along a row of cars and duck down. They are not detecting you because they failed miserably. They rolled 2 1s.
Yeah, that's my plan. Is just keep creating more distance between me and them because I saw what they did to Andre.
They're looking confused and still kind of like looking between the wrong cars and kind of walking the wrong direction and say, "You've been warned, Blade Runner. You stay away." But they're yelling that in the wrong direction and walking away. So yeah, that settles that. I don't think it's lucky you didn't need any stress relief because you wouldn't have gotten it.
No.
Can't believe right away we jumped right into that. And also, if you wouldn't have resisted, they would have taken something off of you. They would have taken your kaya or something off of you. So it was good. It was good that you did something. Yeah, they would either take money or something, some of your gear. So nice. Yeah, and they're just so you definitely got the idea that they're trying to send a message just to stay away. So maybe the word has gotten through the underground, and the replicant resistance is now alerted to you guys being very close to what they're doing.
So if uniformed officers do respond to me, I'm gonna describe them as best I can and
good. Okay.
The location they were in, and hopefully they can go find them.
All right, Perez. Yeah, we haven't had any of that activity in this area. It's a little unusual. It's usually just the human gangs and the street trash that are mugging people. So thanks for the information.
Perez is just disgusted. He's just like, I think I have encountered more replicants in the last night than humans.
Well, ain't that your job? They're not very sympathetic. The street cops are not very sympathetic.
I look at the one that said that and said, I could get you assigned to my detail, just like Andre.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, Andre's body made it back. So that they're aware. Yeah, they're aware of the lethality of working with you. So yeah, they kind of their heads go down and they head off.
Yeah. I'll just stalk it. I'll stalk into the morning light, I guess.
So we cut to Amor at home. So after leaving the message, yeah.
Good night's sleep. Call again. Ask her to please call back. Why won't she talk to me?
So you are leaving messages for your wife, and you've never gotten a response. Like you feel like she's just avoiding you.
Yeah, I feel like because of the situation with her brother.
Right.
That that tore us apart, and we haven't. And I'm still trying to make it up, but I don't know exactly what to do.
Okay. Type
of thing. So yeah, I'm leaving messages, and I'm assuming that she's just cold shouldering me. But yeah, I feel like I'm always having a conversation. Like in my mind, he's on the other side listening. Like we're still communicating, but she's just cold shouldering me, type of a thing. Even though I haven't gotten any reply from her in the last year.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. You're just reaching out, and you're still getting that same lack of response. But it's that little bit of comfort for you to just always be telling her what's going on with you, and always leaving things open. Just call me back, get in touch. Or you're getting the usual non-response, like everything is just going to message. You just feel you feel unusually comforted by just talking. Just the message that you leave gives you some comfort, and you're definitely refreshed. Do you want to you want to role play the message? Do you want to say like what you want to tell her?
I mean, in general sense, I imagine that I just call up, tell her about my day, that I was thinking of her and her brother, and I miss her, and I just really wish that we could, if she'd just see me face to face instead of doing this message tag that we're doing back and forth, I feel like we could move forward, either together or separate, but figure it out.
Good.
And I feel like I've left a good speech with that. I feel like maybe this time she'll listen and call me back.
So after you leave the message and while you're feeling like more content than usual, you reached out and this time for sure she's going to have to respond to that. Why don't you roll an insight, because something is bothering you. You've seen the repetition of the same face through the previous day, and something is bothering you about that. So why don't you roll insight and see if that makes any sense.
No, it does not.
But you can't kind of shaking that feeling that you've been just seeing the same person over and over again throughout the day, and you don't know what that means, but it kind of it bothers you a little bit. Just
like in the background, like is this something like, is it just a feeling, or do I actually recall seeing like, oh, there's someone over there when we went to go investigate. Oh, and they're at this scene too. Oh, they were at the hot dog stand.
There's been a face that through all of the kind of clues and materials and files from the database and everything that you've been looking through, that you're seeing a repetition of this same face, and it's a little strange, and it hasn't quite clicked. Like it's not a conscious thing. You're not like, oh, that's where it was, but you're seeing something, and it hasn't quite clicked yet.
Okay.
Keep that in mind for the beginning of the next day. You guys did really well. You guys cleaned up on this first session. So you both get five humanity points.
Woo!
Cool.
Perez for the bullet, for deciding to turn the bullet over to continue the investigation. The interaction with your mom, messaging your mom. The kind of tenderness that you showed, or the care, humanity, I guess, that you showed Iris. Letting Styles live instead of just shooting him in the face. And then the role play for Downtime, the interaction with the thugs.
All right.
For Will, the 5 points were warning Andre about Perez. You're letting Styles go at the that Perez may not know about at the beginning, or at the outside the snake pit. The message to your wife, withholding information. You get a point from withholding from the database, and then role play during the downtime. So I'll keep track of it, but that's 5 humanity for each of you guys from the first session.
And what is you just kind of said it? So what's humanity? Is humanity's not an in-game claim?
If you want to, you can spend it right away. It's only used to raise skill levels 1 level during a shift of downtime. So 5 points gets you from D to C. 10 points get you from C to B, and 15 gets you from B to A. So if there's anything that came up in the first session that you wish was a little bit that you're rolling a D skill on, you can bump that up to a C right now, or you can just bank it.
I'll wait it out.
Just to kind of give you guys a sense, you have 2 full days, so 4 full shifts, give or take the downtime, before what you were told was kind of the deadline of Lee fleeing.
Mm-hmm.
What you know is her Hollywood sign pickup is 2 days away. All right.
So then Perez is going to go to Doc Badgers.
Oh, okay.
But I have a question. Is it possible to send what Wallace gave us on the calibrations to like a LAPD analyst and ask them to look for the missing tape, like gaps or edits or anything that looks like they've been up to something?
Oh, sure. If you want to drop that, any information you have with the text there, they'll go through it and see if they can find anything that will help you. Let's start with that. So unfortunately, Holt has heard that you're in the building, and he summons you to his office right away. So there's something that he wants to discuss with you.
Fire a sonic round and hide behind a car. Oh, no.
Yeah, so you summon into the office. Holden's finishing a cigarette, stubs it out, and just he can't even look at you. He's just...
Are we both there? Did he nab Amor, or did Amor get off?
It's just you.
Okay.
So yeah, Amor got away. Yeah, so he wants to specifically talk to you.
I think I know what this is about.
Perez, we received the body of Officer Petroff last night, and I don't know what to say. This is tragic for the department. There's a lot coming down on my head. I authorized this requisition of this officer, and this is where you leave me. As you probably can guess, this is going to cost you.
Oh.
You're getting right now, you're getting a verbal reprimand. It's going into your record and may make things a little more expensive for you as far as what you're going to be able to do. It's going to cost you. You're going to need to, sometime today, pay a visit to the widow Petroff and deliver the news. Yeah, we're putting that on you, and you're just going to have to represent the LAPD as officially as possible. Just between you and I would advise you to leave her with some sort of gift, some sort of financial compensation out of your own pocket to make up for this. Officer was a year away from his pension. He left him in pretty bad shape. I don't know what an untrained. I mean, our the standard LAPD cops are not trained to deal with replicants, and that nexus tore him apart.
Yeah, I know. It was an ambush. There wasn't supposed to be that nexus there. Yeah, I'll visit her. I'll take care of it. I'm not happy about this either. This is bigger than what it started out as, and just a little patience.
What were you even doing in that building?
Well, we think it might have been a safe house for replicants.
All right. The one we've got in custody, the 8 we've got in custody, is the one that did in Petroff.
He was a witness at the shooting. He was an associate of the girl dancer at the Snake Pit, and he kind of lied to me, and then he killed Andre.
All right. Well, there seems to be a little bit more to this 8 than we suspected. We've had him in custody before. We have been several times been ordered to release him. So I think somebody is thinking he's useful. Somebody at LAPD is thinking he's useful for something. So he's a reported 8. He's identified as a Nexus 8. He should either be retired or decommissioned and taken to Wallace, but that hasn't happened. So there's got to be a reason for that. So he's in lockup, and you got access to him if you can make any progress with that.
Oh.
Visit the widow and get me some results on this before I get too much more coming down on my head. And where's Amor?
He's supposed to meet up with me out on the street. We're gonna follow a couple of leads. So just lied for you, Amor.
I'll never pay you back. Don't worry.
That's all I got for you. And so you're gonna need to spend some time today visiting. She's in Sector 5, visiting the Petroff widow. Just keep me updated. I want to know what's going on with you guys.
Will do, Chief. And I'm gonna do the walk to the door, turn around with the cigarette. But one more thing.
Yeah.
I put out an APB this morning because 2 replicants tried to jump me on my way to breakfast. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that did come across. So I guess whatever you stumbled into in that building where Petroff was killed, you kicked a hornet's nest of replicants. We'll see where that leads. We'll follow up and see if we can get any IDs on those 2.
Thanks, Chief. Big drag on the cigarette.
And Holden is lighting his next one, and you're hearing the rasp. As he's taking the first draw, you hear the rasp of the artificial lungs.
I didn't steal one of his cigarettes this time because I feel a little cowed right now.
You're free to head to Doc Badger's.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Doc Badger's, and unless something really weird happens, en route, can I send Amor a message?
Oh, sure.
I'm going to call him a bastard. I'm going to send him the address of the widow, and basically say you need to meet me there, and whatever the in-game equivalent of next shift is.
Both of you are en route. So Amor's en route to the memory lab. You're headed to Doc Badger, and on both of your Kayas, you get a message. The first thing you see is the menacing Wallace logo on your Kayas, and it cuts to Kel. She's very hard-faced and says, "We see that whatever information you've released to the public has made it to Kill Magazine. The entire events of the evening have been relayed. I assume by you. I don't know who else would have made made some of this investigation information public. And of course, immediately we are trying to spin this story into something that doesn't look like Nexus 9's, especially in the employ of the LAPD, went crazy and started attacking the public at a nightclub. I expect repercussions in this matter. I will be contacting Deputy Chief Holden immediately. And she clicks off. Just as you're starting to arrive both at your destinations, Holden comes up on both of your Kayas, absolutely enraged. I just got off communication with Wallace. What the hell happened? They're claiming that you are the source of the details of the events, that you're putting the Nexus 9s in the whole Nexus 9 program in danger. They're threatening cutting funding. Convince me that this did not happen, that you are not the source of this, or we're going to have a huge problem of continuing to keep you guys out on the street.
Deputy Chief, listen, it wasn't us. We didn't release information. It's looking like this Skylar figure he was involved. He was there. It seems like he's a closet replophile and is trying to spin the story to keep his name out of it. He saw the whole thing go down.
Really?
Yes.
Well, why don't you roll manipulation, see how that affects Holden.
Is there helping in this version?
A PC or NPC can help you succeed at a skill roll, give you an advantage to the roll. Instead of doubling your lowest base dice, the helper contributes their base die. The skill, not the attribute.
Excellent. I'm going to jump on the mic and say, look, Chief, Wallace has got this all wrong. Skylar is just a closeted skin job lover at the snake pit all the time. He's got people there, I guarantee it. And he's trying to cover up any involvement by smearing us right now.
All right. Give me manipulation, adding Perez's manipulation die.
It's a die 12.
All right.
Excellent. That saved you guys both loss of promotion. Lots of promotion points. You better be sure about this. Both of you better be straight with me. I'm going to go with what you're telling me, and we're going to investigate the Kill Magazine publisher and find out what his connection to this whole thing is. Yeah, watch yourself. Wallace was not only threatening our funding, they were directly threatening you. So I'd be careful out there.
I'll tell him he was there. I got confirmation from the snake pit owner and that Nexus 8 you got in the tank right now.
All right. Well, then that's who we're going to have to question. Get out there and get me something. And Holden clicks off.
Are our communications encrypted? Are they recorded for LA?
You guys are secure. Yeah, nobody can. Well, as far as we know, I mean, Wallace did supply the technology. Kind of like using Chinese chips. You never know
right.
who's listening. But for the most part, you're confident that talking between LAPD,
the chief isn't listening in, or there isn't an LAPD.
There's nobody monitoring your calls. When you're correcting directly to each other, it's secure. It's a secure line. All right. So the Kill Magazine article came out, and if you guys go by any newsstands, you're gonna see basically a photo of that crime scene right on the cover.
Ugh.
To the memory lab. Then you have just landed.
Before I'll talk to Perez and be like, we got to find something on Skylar. Why he might not be the cause of this whole thing. I think he was definitely the catalyst though.
Yeah, he may or may not be involved, but he's on my list. Either way.
All right, I'll see you at 2 at the widow's house.
Please be there. And I just hang it.
So Amor arrived in Sector 4 at a large abandoned industrial area. Drab gray buildings. It looks like some kind of converted warehouse. And there's big stairs and a gate out front that immediately opens. They spot you on the camera right outside, and immediately opens to a reception area. There's a camera that monitored you and opened, but you can see that normally the controls are an optical scanner that would control the door when there's nobody operating it from inside.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and because you're there in an official capacity, they just need to you would have flashed your badge or something to immediately confirm.
Is there a way to permanently display my badge? Obviously, it's not like a sheriff's star, but can I flip my wallet flap out and put it in my lapel pocket or something so that I
if you want to do that,
continuously have that in their face type of thing?
No problem. Yeah, you can have your badge. Yeah, your badge kind of out of your pocket and constantly reminding them of who you are. Yes,
cool detectives wear it on their belt.
Yeah, I'm not cool though, so I'm trying to fake being the the tough cop right now. So I'm gonna walk in to the receptionist and I'm here to talk with whoever's in charge of designing the memories.
Very good, sir. I see that you're an officer of the LAPD, of course, we will provide you with any assistance needed. Dr. Lilith Tyrell is, of course, the head of this laboratory, and I will get you a moment with her as soon as I can. If you would just give me a moment. So the receptionist is oddly familiar, and you've seen the files of the 2019 incident. Of course, Eldon Tyrell was quite famous, and this receptionist eerily resembles Eldon Tyrell. And he introduces himself. Sir, I am TR6-1.51. Please address me as Terry, and just a moment, I will announce your presence and get you in contact with Dr. Tyrell.
Thank you, Terry.
He asks you to sit in the reception area and walks off kind of back behind down a little hallway back behind reception.
I pat myself down. I don't have cigarettes, so I'm trying to figure out how to look awesome when someone walks in the room. Yeah, I'll put my back to the wall next to it looks like it's a window. I'll put my back to the window that's right by the front door, put my foot up against it, and pull my gun out and be inspecting it.
The kindly kind of elder figure of Terry returns, and he said, if you'd be so kind to follow me, the detective, the doctor will see you now. And you're escorted down this hallway just a bit, and you after passing a few doors, you take a right into an office, and then there's a set of glass doors into a large domed room. And Terry indicates you may enter the memory laboratory directly ahead. So he directs you through those double glass doors. So you could see when you're approaching the outside of this building that it was basically just a very squat warehouse, but there was a large dome structure that had been constructed in the middle of it, and that's what you're entering is the central
memory lab. Okay.
So this is what you see.
Well, as Terry's leaving, I'll just lean and say, "You don't have to go with the detective team with me. Just call me Amor."
Very good, Amor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Yeah, so Terry waits for you to continue into the memory lab. It's mostly shrouded in darkness. The only thing you can see is in the center of this large, dark, domed room are two children, a boy and a girl, that are illuminated in a spotlight, and they're drawing pictures with crayons on the floor. The floor is this bright white, and they're drawing colorful pictures on the floor. Okay.
And otherwise, so we're in this huge central memory lab room, right?
Yeah, and you can't even see, it's only lit by that light in the middle. It's illuminating the children, and you can't even see the edges of it, so you don't even really have any idea how big the dome itself is.
I'll kind of stand there for a minute watching, a couple heartbeats, and then I'll say hello to the children and see if they respond.
The children just giggle, and they push each other and stop their drawing and get up and kind of run off into the darkness. And as they are disappearing, you notice that they flicker like holograms as they were a projection that was turned off. And then slowly into that middle area. Also, that's the face of that's Lilith Tyrell. And if you would like to roll insight again, because based on you had the roll on your downtime, if you'd like to roll insight again.
Nope.
So still, something about Lilith's appearance is bothering you. And of course, this is the face that you've seen, you saw on the magazine cover, the Droid magazine cover that was brought into evidence that Perez found in the house. So she has, she's being covered heavily by the media. So you suspect maybe that's it. Maybe you're just seeing.
I just keep seeing her because she's celebrity in a way right now.
Yes. She seats you at the chair and sits across from you at one of the desks in that little office. And she says, "What may I do for you, officer?" She looks at you, kind of probably recognizing her contribution to you. That you see some kind of knowing look. She almost addresses you. She's calling you officer, but you have a feeling that she's addressing you more like a child, more like a family member of hers.
I'll try to keep a clean face, like not show any emotion. Tell her I don't know if you read or catch Kill magazine, but there's a story that came out today. Have you heard it?
Yes, I'm afraid Terry was protecting me from this information. He said there was some very bad news this morning regarding the Nexus 9s. He He said he did want to give me details to protect me so I could make it through my morning's work. But I did hear that there was some sort of incident involving the 9 series.
Your morning's work, what is it exactly you're doing?
I'm designing memories. I'm a contractor for Wallace. Of course, you may recognize my last name. I'm the niece of Eldon Tyrell that, of course, invented the whole Nexus replicant technology. It's after his death, his assets were acquired by Wallace. Fortunately, they agreed to keep me on as a memory designer because of my knowledge and the closeness that I worked with my uncle, and also just, I guess, out of goodwill because they did acquire a lot of valuable patents and technology from my family.
I've always wondered what exactly you did here. So the memories, how do you make? What exactly was going on there right now?
We have a very complicated system of creating very lifelike. We basically started with scanning how memories exist in the brain and have come up with technology that can recreate that in a fashion so that replicants, of course, who are created as adults, they of course aren't born as children and mature. They need this cushion of memory. So we provide them with memories of their childhood, happy events, tragic events, things that will color their personality and also give them something to fall back on so that they can operate in society, not suffer stress and trauma from every small event. Otherwise, it would be, everything would be a new, startling confrontation, and these memories give them a cushion for their mental stability. And that's what I do, is I fill their minds with experiences.
And it's unique for everyone?
It depends. Certain models and certain applications demand that we design memories in different ways. I believe someone like yourself may have required memories that reinforce your loyalty, your dedication to your work as an LA police detective. So there are certain things that are manipulated. Of course, a dancer perhaps would not need the same skill or the same ability to tolerate gunfire as an individual like yourself. So I design things that are appropriate to the application of these technologies.
So how much do these memories inform replicants on their day-to-day life? How much of these is actually who they are and how much is just something to fall back on when there's a gap?
Well, there's differing opinions. I myself believe that it's crucially important that the palette of your memory directly controls, restrains in some ways, because we of course don't want our Nexus to be able to harm people. We want them to be controllable, but also to have a complete, satisfying existence. But of course, those reins need to stay intact. They are machines, after all, essentially organic machines, and they must be controlled.
Yes, but I can shoot someone if need be.
Well, according to your job, of course, if you were given direct orders, you would comply. Take, for example, your blaster. Your blaster is capable of killing anyone, replicant or human, and wouldn't discern. So, as a tool, yes, you are needed to be effective in that way. But for the most part, the 9 series are not capable of that in any way. I believe that you will find there will be unique results, unique side effects were you to take a human life.
So I'm going to try to remember back. Just think if there's been a time that I've ever shot in my 9 years of service that I recall. If there's ever been a time that I've had to draw and fire on somebody who wasn't a replicant.
Do you have that memory?
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say it's probably the situation where the brother died.
Okay.
That maybe, like, in my memory, he was shot, and then I shot the person who shot him.
Okay.
And potentially even after a surrender type of situation. Like he was shot, then I had a gun on him, so the guy, put his gun down, and then I shot him at the time.
Interesting.
Now that I'm remembering back or thinking about it, not something I normally try to dwell on.
So you explain that memory to Lilith. She smiles very enigmatically and says, I hope you were happy with the product.
Ugh, shoot her. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So I'm trying to process what she just said right there.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure it out, but I'm going to ask a few more questions to try to give my brain time to to process what he's saying. So
Let's go for manipulation. After she says that, she kind of seems that she doesn't want to answer any more questions. So you want to roll manipulation to get anything else out from her?
Push.
Yeah, I think I have to push.
And you have three resolve, so you can take it.
Oh, okay.
So you'll take the stress from that fail. So you got that success. So yeah, so she'll continue. She'll continue to answer your questions.
And I mean, this is kind of making sense. It should be gaining stress right now.
Yeah, what she told you would have. Yeah, that does fit. The tension is elevated from what she said. So she seems to be amenable to answering more questions.
I was just gonna, like I said, I'm trying to internally process what's going on. So I'm just asking her a bunch of stock questions. I feel like we were talking about if I can shoot someone or not. So I'm going to ask her, or I'm going to say, how about a replicant harming another replicant? That's not restricted?
That's completely allowed. If it's part of your job, you're free, just as any Blade Runner would be. You're free to retire using your own judgment. You're free to retire replicants. Of course, you need to also be obedient to the needs of the Wallace Corporation. So if this would be a situation that would cause them some embarrassment or endanger the Nexus 9 program, of course you would have to do your best to keep it confidential.
These memory files, or these memories, do you have a file of them? Are they viewable?
We have a Staline scanner that we are able to use. So what that will do is be able to play back any of your implanted memories as if they were a movie. Of course, we cannot view memories that actually happened to you. New memories that have formed since you were built cannot be viewed. But anything that is implanted is viewable through this the Staline scanner that we have at this facility.
But you don't have physical or recordings of them, of the original memories when they were implanted?
We have files, of course, as you can imagine. The database of our memories is vast. So probably the most reliable thing would be to view the memories, to scan the memories directly from the replicant's brain, instead of referencing through serial number what was implanted. Sometimes the records are a little unreliable, or for certain reasons things have been sealed and can't be viewed. But the Staline scanner will provide knowledge of everything that has been implanted.
My reason for, and I'm just completely tongue-tied and don't know what I'm just kind of rambling.
Sure.
The reason for my visit was to gain access to Lee's memory files to see if we can use them to track her down. She's gone missing.
I see.
Can I gain access to that database? I'm willing to take the time myself to sift through the data.
Of course. Lee, yes, she was an unremarkable early work, if I can say so myself. I think, if I remember correctly, most of what I implanted in her was an early version of a happy family in an off-world colony. Very, very basic stuff. That was what she was given to fall back on, of course, during her work with the LAPD. And I am aware she required recalibration and was returned to Wallace once she was unable to perform her duties. I can understand your work as a Blade Runner is very taxing.
For some. Backing up to our previous line of discussion, you said if a replicant was to try to, say, shoot someone or kill someone in cold blood, not for the reason of their job, what are some of the effects that could happen? Would they, by chance, shoot a different target that they'd be allowed to? Would they?
Due to our implants, they would suffer significant emotional and mental trauma. So they would be neutralized until it was determined that what they had, that their actions, the fatality, the death of a human was in fact ordered and legitimate. We have implanted certain memories that function in that way to help us make the Nexus 9 as capable as possible in a role such as yours, and also controllable as possible. And just as you're having this discussion, you get a tiny slap. You're sitting in the office. There's glass doors between you and the dome, and in that, coming from that dark area of the dome, you get a slap on the glass of a tiny hand, and then you see a small, a dark-haired girl lean into the glass and smile at you and giggle and run away back into the darkness.
Do I recognize the girl?
Actually, yes, she looks very familiar, and she didn't dissipate holographically, so it appears to be a little girl. Lilith is a little embarrassed by the interruption and says, "Oh dear, I'm sorry, officer. Just give me a moment."
I kind of have a finger up as if to ask her a question as she walks out.
Yeah, so she walks out, and she's calling the name Sarah as she walks through the doors. So she says, Sarah, come here. So soon returns with the little girl, holding hands with the little girl, and has her sit in one of the chairs in the office on the other side of the room. And of course, Sarah is very fascinated with you and can't stop looking and shyly giggling. And if you want to make a insight, let's try insight. Yeah, try an insight roll.
Let's see. No, I'm blanking. This is bad. That's all right. I will push. Let's see how badly this goes for me. Hey. Oh, it didn't go poorly. Okay.
Oh, good. And now that you get a good look at the little girl's face in the light of the office, you realize it's identical to the photo of that you found in Lee's apartment.
I'm trying to regain my composure. I'll say, Hi, Sarah. I just saw a picture of you the other day.
She looks even more shy and kind of like curls up into a little ball, just sitting looking at you, not knowing quite how to react. Lilith, of course, says, really, was that one of the magazine stories that's been done on me? I of course, always try to keep Sarah out of any photography that they do. Where was this photo of her?
No, it wasn't in a magazine. It was on a nightstand of L43s.
Oh, dear. Would you have that available to you so that I may see it?
I should have a scan. Let me pull it up. I'll start fiddling through the menu on my... I believe I scanned it. Yes, here. I think I did. I'm assuming I did if I heard that. So, yeah. I'll pull it up. Show it to her.
Ah, yes, of course. Oh, that I'm afraid is not Sarah. That is one of Lee's memory implants. I used, of course, Sarah as the model for the little girl, as you can obviously see. Appears that is not a photograph, though. I believe that is a printout from one of the Stelline scans that I told you about. Of course, you're able to view on the screen as well as print hard copies of any images. Very interesting. So you say that was in Lee's apartment.
Do other people have the technology to do this, or is this just...
I'm certain it's out there in the wild. Of course, all memory designers have this capability so that they can review and confirm their work. I'm sure there's no end of illegal operations, but hopefully, with the cooperation of Wallace and the LAPD, most of that has been shut down. Of course, we have the capability here, but I wouldn't know. Lee did not secure that hard copy here, so I have no idea where that may have come from.
Well, we may run across this technology out in the field. Maybe I should take a look at it here.
Of course, if that's something you feel you need to do.
I believe this is the key piece of evidence. I'd like to know how it was created and how it was formed, so I can fully understand it. Absolutely.
Well, if you will follow me, she just leads you out of the office across the way into Laboratory 3. In Laboratory 3, you see a large machine, and she asks you to sit. We'll cut to Perez.
Okay.
Right before that happens.
Oh, man.
All right, Perez, you've landed outside the zone where you believe Doc Badger's pawn shop is from... the info you got from the LAPD, so it's quite reliable, so you'll be able to find it easily. You soon find the shabby storefront that leads to Doc Badger's pawn shop, and so it's a shabby little shop. There's barely a sign, but it's in the LAPD records, so you were able to find it based on that. If you didn't have that information, probably there would have been a lot of asking of the locals to even locate this place. Yeah, you enter a small cluttered space filled to the brim with every kind of knickknack and technology imaginable. There's even, it looks like, pieces of old VK units. You see at least like the handle on the top of one of the suitcases that would hold a VK unit. All items are dusty and very well used. There's no interior map, but it's basically like one small room. When you enter, there's a little desk with a few machines located back behind the desk. You see a small, thin African, maybe Somali man in the behind the desk, and he's like, "Oh, hello, officer. Come in. What can I do for you?"
So, are there I'm sorry, you said there were some machines, but it's a pawn shop, so are there like cases full of junk or?
The whole room is just packed with like metal shelves, just piled with junk. And behind his desk, he looks like he has some scanners and analysis equipment to help him appraise and analyze things that are brought to him.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk over to one of the shelves, sort of at a right angle for him, so I'm not making direct eye contact with him.
Oh, okay.
And speak to him in just like the most guttural city speak. Ask him if he has any photographs for sale.
Photographs. Since you asked me so kindly, we don't sell photos here. I maybe have some old junk picture frames, but I do, for certain customers, I do provide hard copies of scanning. It's bad for business to talk with a person such as yourself about this technology.
All right. Well, at that, I kind of turn around and smile. Like, so you told me it, but you don't want to talk about it.
Exactly.
All right, this is when I push back the jacket to reveal the cool wallet badge and gun. And tell me about the scanning.
Blade Runner. I knew it. So why don't you roll a manipulation to see if your badge did the job.
Let's see. Manipulation's a 12 and a 12.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you messed up, guy. As long as you're not falling out of the ceiling, I gotcha.
So... For you, let me explain. So someone, a young woman, 20s, shorter kind of dark hair, visited my shop a few weeks ago. She was obviously Nexus 9. She wanted to scan. She said there is a memory implant that she has to view. It's haunting her, and she needs to actually take a look. I scan this memory for her, and she tells me at this very specific point, stop and give me this as hard copy. And that is the photo that you may be referring to. I, of course, charged her just a small fee and helped her with this device. Of course, my scanner is not as wonderful as something that you might have at LAPD or at, of course, Wallace, the Wallace Corporation, but it does the job. And I was able to print a photo of, it was a young girl, picture of a young girl, very beautiful background. This woman said, that's my daughter. I couldn't quite understand the meaning because she also explained this is an implant. So I don't know exactly what this connection is, but she seemed very, very distraught about this implant and desperately wanted this hard copy of the photo.
All right. I'll take a couple quiet drags on my cigarette and then pull the picture out from inside jacket pocket and show it. This picture?
Yes, indeed. That is the one.
I'll put it away. So, do I know, is his scanning device, would it be like contraband or anything?
It definitely would be if you wanted to harass him or seize it or anything. Yeah, you would be well within your powers to do that. Yeah, you would know that would be illegal and it would only be used probably by hidden Nexus 8s for information about what's real and what's implanted in their own memories.
I'm going to tell him. I'm going to say, I have a few questions.
Yes.
Your forthrightness and honesty are going to determine whether you keep that little gadget or not. You understand?
Oh, I see.
How many times has she visited you?
Just the once. I only saw her that once, and this was weeks ago.
Was she accompanied?
No, she came by herself. Obviously, she had been crying and was very nervous, very distraught, as I told you about this implant.
How did she arrive? Did you see a vehicle or anything?
Metro cab. She came by cab. I saw SG when she came through the door that she had departed a cab.
You're a smart guy, right?
I would hope so.
Did you get any of her personal information?
I have a serial number, and so I in exchange for the scan, I did, of course, verify some of her identities. So I have that information just for my personal protection.
How about telephone number, address, anything like that?
No. Unfortunately, she wanted to remain as anonymous as possible and didn't know that I even secured her replicant identification, her serial number. As of course we're both probably aware of, I know she was a detective and a Blade Runner, of course, from that information. I have ways of looking these things up.
Has anyone else come and asked about her?
You are the first.
I'm going to scan the room for like Esper devices or cameras, anything that looks like security. Because you rolled very well. Doc Badger wants to be in your good graces as much as possible. He indicates, for you, detective, what I would do is I would go to the far wall, and you see that shelf that's mostly old wiring and some coupling. Move that shelf to the side. It's on wheels. Take a look and see if there's anything that interests you. Okay. That sounds like a trick.
He looks very honest. I mean, you can roll insight if you want to judge whether he's trying to.
No, I'll go over there. But before, did I notice like an Esper device or any kind of security in here?
He has basic surveillance. Yeah, he would have a just for protection. He has a basic camera in the shop.
Okay, so while I'm pushing the shelf to the side, I'm also saying I'm going to need you to pull up your footage from when she came in here.
Of course. The security. I hope that it goes back that far. I'm sure it should be fine. And so he's tapping away at a console that accesses the Esper cam. So when you move this shelf away, you see a large kind of walk-in closet with any kind of weaponry or technology illicitly acquired that you could possibly want. So basically, you can find almost anything that's in the core book that would fit in that room and that fit in a closet.
Okay.
For purchase there. And as you move the shelf apart, of course, a light flickers on and reveals everything that's in that room. You hear him say from the other room, "I will give you a very good price."
Okay. Perez is a little disconcerted by how these replicants keep getting a jump on him. So I don't know if it's in the book, but he's looking for like something that would be the equivalent of like a stun grenade or flashbang grenade, something like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of grenades.
Yeah, sonic grenade. I think that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, grenades can be thrown up to medium range, and they have kind of their own rules for damage. Of course, so that means like area.
If there is one, I'm just going to pick up one sonic grenade and kind of toss it back and forth as I walk back over to him.
Okay.
And did you bring me up the footage?
Yes. Here you are. So you see the from that angle of that single camera you saw on the back wall, footage of you can identify her just from the hair and her profile, sitting at the table while Doc Badger does the scan. Definitely looking very, very upset. She's very nervous and distracted. And
can he feed me this footage to my Kaya?
Of course. Let me give you everything I have of this visit. So yeah, you get a short video. He'll just actually hardwire. He'll just plug something into the side of your Kaya, sends the video straight in there.
Okay, so can I back it up while I'm still there looking at it with him? Can I back it up to when she enters the store?
Oh sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you rewind.
I want to do a Blade Runner 2019 enhancement and try to see the cab that dropped her off.
Yes, as a matter of fact, you're able to, as she enters the door, you see the cab that it just dropped her off, and through manipulation on your Kaya, you're able to. Well, let's do a tech roll for that to make sure, just in case.
Oh no! All right.
Yeah, you should be able to. It looks like from that angle, you should be able to see something.
Man. All right, this is an 8 and a 6. Not so good. Here we go. How'd we do? I'm going to push. So I roll them both, right?
Yes, you can reroll both. Yeah, that's right. No ones. There you go.
Woo!
Going back to that very early training that you had at the LAPD.
Yeah, the stuff I slept through most of it.
Right.
No.
Yeah, you do get a license number
All right.
off of the taxi, the Metro cab.
Awesome. I did a Blade Runner, Will. I did a Blade Runner. So I'm going to document that specifically.
Okay.
And I'm going to give him a big, long stare and then look around again. I need your finest piece of porcelain, synthetic or otherwise.
I'm sure synthetic is all that I may have. What sort of shape of porcelain are we looking for?
Like an offering dish of some kind.
Ah, I see. Take a look on the left there. Most of you can see some kitchenware and household items. Maybe something there for you.
Okay, I'll go look. So yeah, I'm trying to find a very fine piece of porcelain that I can stuff when I check it.
And a nice, relatively undamaged, kind of elegant-looking porcelain dish with a small lid on it. If you wanted to, you take a sonic grenade as well.
Yeah, just one. I like to travel light. So I turn around and smile. I have great news.
Yes.
Your scanner license has just been renewed. Have a good day.
Very good, sir.
Have a good day. And I walk out.
Enjoy that grenade on all the Dark Badger.
I don't know what you're talking about.